Circle of Influence. We scope every Tuesday, every Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. GMT. Today, we have featured scopers for you, and I'm just going to share their names with you in one brief moment. The first person that we have on here, her name is Tamara Self-Care. The next person that we have as our featured scoper is G Money. And the next person that we have on here is Funke_positive tongue. So you can check them out on Periscope, and on Thursday we will let you know who the winner is. It's randomly selected, and we will announce on Thursday, and we'll also put it up on our website, which is www.periscopecircleofinfluence.com. If you want to ask us any questions, you need to contact us for any business inquiries and things of that nature, you can definitely email us on contact@periscopecircleofinfluence.com. If you like what we're doing and you want to be a part of our Facebook group, you can definitely join us on bit.ly/Periscope Circle of Influence. So that's bit.ly/Periscope Circle of Influence. So I'm going to talk about G Money very quickly before I get into content. I have been following him on Periscope for a little while now, and I really got interested in him because he's very open, very transparent, and he shares a lot of knowledge. If you don't know who he is, check him out on Periscope. I am G Money 3. Okay, so he talks about how you can utilize a lot of things. He was the one who told me other ways that you can use Fiverr as an entrepreneur, and he broke it down and everything. He's great. Yes, Deborah, you watch him too, right? He's really, really good at what he does. It's amazing. So you can check him out. So to get into the content for today, what comes first, the business or the business plan? Now, I'll tell you, for me personally, I didn't have a formal plan. I kind of threw myself into it and started creating a process as I went along. And you guys know, yes, he's a young and smart man. Absolutely, he is. As you ladies know, most of you who watch me on here, you know, I'm a very firm believer of planning. But when it came to creating like a formal business plan, that's something that I didn't do. Now, as I got into it and, you know, checked out what my purpose was going to be, who my target market was going to be, and things like that, I started to put pen on paper and, you know, put some things out. One thing that I will say, though, is before you go out and create a formal business plan or get someone to create a formal business plan for you, I will strongly recommend that you make sure that there is a need for what you want to do so you don't waste your time. So you want to make sure that there's a need for what you're offering people. You want to make sure that there's a target audience. You want to make sure that you are able to convey that message to them appropriately before you get into creating a formal plan with all the, you know, the bells and whistles, the structures, the budget, and things like that, right? Once you actually get into creating a website, allocating your resources, which could include your time, right? Then you want to put something that is more detailed into place. That's where your plan comes in. Now, it doesn't have to be overly formal like we used to see it in the old times. However, yes, do your research to determine if there's a market for your business. Absolutely. It's very, very, very important, because what I found is that a lot of people create a business plan. They go into the details and everything of it, right? Because remember, most of the time when people create a business plan, they're creating a business plan about an industry that they don't even know anything about. They're going online, they're searching information. Half of what's in their business plan, they don't even understand, okay? So at the end of the day, this plan looks really good on paper, but people are clueless as to what to do, where to start, and things like that. They're clueless about the whole process and things like that, right? Because they've just pretty much gone online, gotten information, and dumped it in, and, you know, made it into their own words and things like that, or referenced whatever website or whatever person that they got the information from. And that's what I found that most people do with business plans. So instead of that, what we've been used to, that formal document that, you know, we see people doing, what I would recommend you do is do your research about your industry, do your research about how you can be involved, do your research about who you're talking to. Make sure you understand what you're getting into, and then create a plan that you understand about the industry, because that's what's going to work for you. Once you understand what you're going in to do, you will know where to allocate your resources. Nobody would have to tell you that. You're not going to be looking for something fancy to tell you how your funds should be allocated and things of that nature. Yes, you will need someone with a financial background to help you make sure that you're not overspending and, you know, putting resources where you don't need to. It's always good to have a financial perspective to it, a financial insight. I strongly recommend that. I really, really do. Because it's not enough for you to just put something down and say, oh, I'm going to spend $50 on a website, and I'm going to spend $20 on equipment for recording. Now I'm going to spend, no, it doesn't work that way, right? Once you have a formal idea, run it by someone that can help you make it more realistic. Because another thing that I've noticed with business plans as well is they're usually over-exaggerated or underestimated. You know, I know that a business plan is a projection, but you want it to be a realistic projection. So make sure that when you're looking into what you need, say, for example, you need equipment for recording, you're researching the best equipment, you're researching the price points, you're looking at people's reviews and things like that, and then you're putting it into your plan. When you're looking at websites, yes, no copycat of online stuff to dump in your business plan. Exactly, because really, honestly, Deborah, I found that that's what a lot of people do and call a business plan. And that is not a business plan. Listen, that's just a formal document that you put together, sticking and stitching other people's information, and you don't understand it. It will not help you. If that's what you've done, if that's what you're doing, it will not help you because you don't understand it, okay? So let's understand that and let's get that out of the way. Okay, so the next thing that I do want to say about the business or the business plan is, at the end of the day, one thing you have to understand is that you can't fully plan for what you don't know. There's always going to be things that come up along the way. So once you write the basics of what you understand about that industry, make sure that in that plan you leave room for things, uncertainties that pop up, things that you didn't, factor in, and things that you didn't expect, right? Because these things happen in entrepreneurship, and you want to be prepared, you want to be okay with it, you want to know how to cope and deal with it, right? So again, like I said previously, do your research and then write a projected plan based on that research, and then start the business. Don't wait for that business plan to be perfect. Start the business and then tweak your plan along the way, because that's really the only way that you're going to have a good thing put in place, right? Start the business, talk to people, network, and once you're in it, you'll know what you need, and then you could create a plan based on that. Also, if you're an aspiring entrepreneur, study shows that if you write a plan, you're more likely to start. So I recommend having something on paper that helps you understand the industry. What I'm advising against is just dumping and stitching stuff. But what I advise you to do is to have a written plan of what you want to do, what you want to accomplish, what kind of people you're looking into. Yes, exactly, Deborah. What kind of people you're looking into, what you will need. Those are the kind of things that you want to write based on the research that you've done, okay? This plan does not have to be like 10 pages of absolute nonsense, okay? That is rubbish. It's not going to help you. That's Bukola Oriola. Make sure you're following her so that you can see what she has to say about this. That's absolute nonsense. It's not going to help you. At the end of the day, in my opinion, you just wasted all that time into putting a document that is not going to help your business. The whole point of a business plan is to be a guideline for you to follow to make your business successful. If your business plan is not going to do that, then you just wasted your time. And at the end of the day, what's that going to profit you? Nothing, right? So make sure that, make sure that you invest your time in researching properly and putting the document in place properly. It could be 1 page, it could be 2 pages, but guess what? 1 page or 2 pages of effective information will go a long way, a very, very long way for you. So now in this day and age, right, we don't necessarily use a formal business plan, like a bunch of papers with all these things. Most business plans now, like Deborah said, are digital, right? So what you may want to do is start putting together like a presentation slide form or something with information. You could have pictures if you're a visual person, but you can have like text and information and statistics and things of that nature, right, in your digital business plan, and then update it as time goes on, right, to help you to be more successful. And then again, the last thing that I want to say, which is one of the things that I initially mentioned, is make sure that you test out your idea. Make sure that you know that it's something worth investing in, because if it's not, then you would have wasted a lot of time. I will see you on Thursday with more information about having a business plan. Bye.